So in my last video, I talked about the situation with TheOdd1sOut and how his entire animation team was reportedly let go without any public statement from James himself. The news came from the animators, not him, and a lot of people had things to say about that. Well, James has now broken his silence. He posted a statement addressing the whole situation, and I want to go through it with you because there's actually a lot to unpack here. He opens by acknowledging that there's been discussion online about changes to his team and says he wants to clear things up. Right off the bat, he makes one thing very clear. They still have an animation team. That's important because a lot of people, myself included, were under the impression that the entire team was gone. According to James, artists working on future projects will continue to be credited in the videos they're part of. He then explains that over the years, he's worked with a lot of talented freelancers on a project-by-project basis, depending on the needs of each video. And he says his team size has always fluctuated. But here's the key part. He admits that last year, despite having a sizable team, they only released 3 videos. And that made it clear to him that he needed to seriously rework his production process. He's now scaling the team down to focus on more condensed roles. Now, he does go out of his way to say this wasn't a reflection of anyone's talent. He calls the people he worked with talented, says many of them helped build the channel, and that the decision wasn't easy. And to his credit, he says he had one-on-one conversations with every artist involved and met face-to-face with everyone who was local. He specifically pushes back on the idea that this was some cold, impersonal breakup text situation. He also reveals that he provided severance packages to all full-time freelancers. He says he wasn't planning on sharing that publicly, but since the situation had already blown up online, he felt it was important to get the full picture out there. And you can tell he's frustrated. He says it's been hard watching the situation get described in a way that makes it look hostile when he was trying to take care of his artists. He wraps up by saying, managing a large creative team comes with a lot of responsibility, and he tried to do right by the people he worked with. He mentions he's offered to be a reference for future opportunities and that he's linked everyone's social media and portfolios in the post so people can find and support them. He also says he wishes he could give work to every artist in the community, but that's just not realistic. He acknowledges the decision felt sudden, says he was hesitant to make it himself, but felt it was the best path forward since he didn't have enough work to offer at the time. So what does this actually mean? Look, this is a much better response than silence. If everything James is saying is true, the one-on-one conversations, the severance packages, the references, then he handled the business side of this better than a lot of people gave him credit for. The problem was never necessarily what he did. It was the fact that we heard about it from the animators first. That gap between the news breaking and James saying anything is what let the narrative spin out of control. If this statement had come out the same day the Discord screenshot went viral, the conversation would have looked very different. That said, there are still some fair questions. When one of your former team members posts that their main source of income is gone and is asking people to boost commission pages, that hits differently than a creator saying they gave severance. Both things can be true at the same time. Someone can receive a severance package and still be in a tough spot financially. Freelance animation isn't exactly overflowing with stable work. At the end of the day, it sounds like James is restructuring. Fewer people, tighter roles, probably faster output. Whether that leads to better or more frequent content, we'll have to wait and see. But at least now we've heard from him. And for the animators who were affected, I really do hope the visibility from all of this helps them find new work. James linked their portfolios, which is a solid move, and I'd encourage anyone watching to go check those out if you want to support some seriously talented artists. That's where things stand for now. Let me know what you think in the comments.